Broncos country, what is going on? It is your boy Mark here with Mark Sports. Hope you guys are having a great day. The Broncos have officially released their 2024 NFL schedule. You know what, man? Personally, I don't really care too much about the schedule releases, but it almost feels like that's like the hype and the official start of the new season, so we can start planning. So what we're going to do is we're gonna go week by week. We're gonna break them down. We're gonna give a prediction and an analysis. And I will tell you one thing I can guarantee you for sure is that my predictions are going to be wrong because whatever you think strength of schedule versus what actually happens don't mean nothing. Last year was a perfect example. All the games last year that we had looked at and said those are going to be easy, we ended up losing, and all the games we were like, that's going to be a really tough stretch, we ended up winning. So it was you just never know. It's obviously a very fluid thing, but it's fun, and let's get at it. As my dog sits here and he chokes. You good, buddy? All right, cool. He's good. So weirdly enough, what I had seen is that the Broncos are opening up the regular season at Indianapolis. I don't remember the last time we played the Colts. Uh, an 11 a.m. game. And then we have the Green Bay Packers and the Arizona Cardinals both at home. So that is that. And then as we get into this, so let's go ahead and get this screen share here. All right. So fresh on the Broncos. We started off at Seattle Sunday, 2:05 game. And guys, I'll tell you, I'm thrilled that we are not playing on Monday Night Football to start the week. We're also not playing. Spoiler alert: we're not playing on Christmas or on Thanksgiving or anything like that, which is great. So we can actually enjoy our families this year instead of just be depressed at the parties like last year. Thank you, New England, and thank you, Russell. Anyways, so starting off at Seattle Seahawks, I don't mind it. I think that Seattle's got a lot of question marks too. They could be pretty damn good with the new coach. They could be okay, average. We'll see. It's a new era there. It's going to be a hell of a environment for whatever quarterback ends up starting. Bo Nix, week one, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. So this is how we roll in terms of week one. Now, if I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't say I wouldn't give the Broncos a win here. I think on the road it's going to be a tough environment. There's a lot of unknown factors, so I wouldn't be surprised. But I would say that we're going to start off this is a loss. And then week two is when Russell Wilson, if he's even playing for the Steelers, my prediction is that I don't even think he makes the team or he might not be the starting quarterback. But Pittsburgh is coming here, thankfully. Now, this is going to be tough. This is going to be a really, really tough game, but I'm looking forward to it. I love the 225 home kickoffs. So we'll go ahead and we'll get the first win here. Even though it's more my optimism. They're going to be a really good team. They're always well coached. But they could start off slow. I think if Russell Wilson starts it, we're gonna be hungry to beat them. So I would give us a win there. And then we got two back-to-back road games on the East Coast, man, with Tampa Bay and the Jets, which is wild to me. I'm curious to see if we would stay on the East Coast between weeks or if we actually end up flying back. I absolutely hate 11 a.m. kickoffs. I hate them. But we got to deal with them 2 weeks in a row. And hopefully that means we won't have much more the rest of the season. As we see Tampa, it's going to be a tough game, man. In Tampa, I don't know. I can't really see us the way it's currently constructed now winning either of these games. But remember, guys, this year isn't going to be so much about wins as it's going to be about development and competing and playing and getting better throughout the season. And I think we are going to get better throughout the season, which is why I think you're going to start seeing a lot more surprising wins happen. So I do through 4 weeks. I got the Broncos starting 1-3, especially because they're both, like I say, East Coast, morning games. We haven't been good at those when Peyton was here, even. So it's gonna be tough. Oh, baby, this is gonna be a fun one. We got the week 5. We got the Raiders coming to town. 2:05 kickoff on a Sunday again. So it's nice, man. Just first 5 Sundays of the week, it's us, and it's gonna go to 6 actually. This is the game that Bo Nix makes his mark. He starts to get everything going. Broncos country is going to get a little bit pumped up. We're finally going to end this awful losing streak that we have to the Raiders. It's depressing because the Raiders have been dog shit for as long as we have. They just always seem to be winning. But this is the week we win. That's going to push the Broncos to 2-3, and then the Chargers. I will say, man, the Chargers are always going to charge. We always beat the Chargers. That's a new team though. That's a new team with new leadership, a really good coach in Harbaugh. And sadly, I think that I think that they'll get this one, but we'll get an extra home game when we play in Los Angeles against them, and we might get that win later in the season. But that'll push us to 2-4. We got the Saints on a short turnaround in New Orleans. That's going to be a fun. That's going to be a really fun game, man. A lot, Sean Payton going back there. It's going to be a big storyline. But I will say that I don't think the New Orleans Saints are going to be that good, and I think that we will beat them. And so that'll put us at 3-4. And here's a nice little stretch for us, right? With these two games, Carolina is coming to Denver to play us. Mark that down as a dub. We better win that game. We better win. Unless Carolina is like unbelievably better than we ever can anticipate. That's a game that we should win. And that'll put us at would that put us at 4-4? I'm sitting here losing track. Here we go. We got 0-1, 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 2-3. Yep. 2-4, 3-4. Yep, puts us at 4-4 there against Carolina. In Baltimore, I don't care how good our team was, and I don't care who the quarterback is. That is not a game that the Broncos will usually win, man. Tough game. East Coast again, like all the way East Coast. At least it was a little bit earlier in the year, so the weather might be okay, but nah, it's gonna be tough. So we'll be 4-5 after we lose here to Baltimore, and then in Kansas City. Jesus, what's going on with the schedule? This is the first time I'm actually really dissecting it. This is wild, man. So back-to-back road games again in Baltimore and in Kansas City. Jesus, that's gonna be wild. I don't see us being KC this time. I think we're gonna go 4-6 there. I think we beat the Falcons at home, and I think we beat the Raiders again in Vegas. So with 4-6 now, it's 5-6. And now he's sitting here chilling at 6-6 against the Raiders. That's going to be fun. And then Cleveland's coming over here on Monday night. So 7-6. This is where it's surprising. I think this is where we're going to have a nice little stretch. We're going to go through a gauntlet. Like I said, we're going to keep improving. I think 7-6 is a legitimate possibility heading into the awfully placed Week 14 bye week. I hate it for fantasy. I really hate it for the Broncos. I can't even remember the last time we've had that late of a bye week. So that's going to be tough. But if we're sitting at 7-6 going into that bye week, I think we're going to be sitting pretty. And then Indianapolis is coming to town. Another game I think we can win. I'll give us the win. I'll give us 8-6 there. Yeah, I'll give us the win. 8-6. I think we go 9-6. Los Angeles. I think we're going to be competing for some spots, but I think we ultimately will lose here. We'll finish 8-7, and we might end up being Kansas City at the end to go 9-8. So I do have us at about an 8-9, 9-8 ball club again. I kind of said that before the schedule, and the schedule kind of says it. But anyways, that's the schedule, man. I want to know what you guys think. What games? I mean, I think we kind of got the short end of the stick. Aren't we supposed to get like the last place schedule or something like that, or a little bit of an easier schedule? But I mean, I get that. I get that we're playing the NFC North. I get that. And the NFC South as well, or the AFC North and the NFC South. I get that, but good God, I mean, Baltimore on the road, and then follow it up by Kansas City on the road. Like you couldn't hook us up a little bit. I mean, I guess they did kind of give us a little bit of layups, or at least the layup here with Carolina, but still split them up, man. Because even the Buccaneers and the Jets are not going to be easy. Either. So. Anyways, guys, I want to know your thoughts, man. I'm like I said, I'm personally not the biggest fan when it comes to I'm not the biggest fan, to be honest with you, when it comes to uh the schedule release. I think it's overrated. The only thing I really care about is who we're playing, who our opponent is week one, and obviously we're gonna be in Seattle for that. So, but let me know y'all's thoughts, man. What are your predictions? What do you think realistically? I don't want to see these. Oh, we're gonna go 2-14 based off of what? Come on, give me a break. Or we're gonna go, 12 and how many games are there? 12-6, 12-7, 12-5, 12-5, 12-5, or 13-4, anything like that. Like, let's be realistic. But when you comment whatever you think the prediction is, I want to know why, or give me some background as to what happened there. But anyways, salute to you guys all. Broncos season is coming up. A special shout out. I was gonna make a special video dedicated to the Nuggets and dedicated to Nikola Jokic. I was super busy today, so I made a short on him. But stay tuned for that. Y'all have a wonderful day, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Peace to the out.